Hello, sustainability, and everyone joining us today. Hello, everyone. So, on today's episode, we are here at African Nazarene University for the 6th annual Green Week event, which is happening here at African Nazarene University. So, this year's theme is Healing the Planet Through Climate Resilience, and we are joined with one of our own, our very patron for the Wildlife and Environment Club, Mr. John Henry. He's going to introduce himself and talk more on Green Week, what it is and why it is important. Karibu sana Bwana John Henry.
Asante sana. Yes. So, thank you, Michelle, for inviting me. Good evening. Thank you for being live audience and contributing to this. Welcome to African Nazarene University. My name is John Henry, and I'm the patron to Wildlife and Environmental Club of African Nazarene University. So, also known as WECANU, the association was formed way in 2009, and we used to be two different clubs. We used to be Wildlife Club separate with the Environment Club. So later on, in 2014, we merged and we formed one association because we were dealing with almost the same things. Yes, so Wildlife Club at African Nazarene University is open to all individuals in the new community. That is the students from any course, whichever level. It's also open to the staff. It's also open to the alumni. If you like to join as an alumni associate, you are welcome to join and share your experience from outside there.
Okay, so we are here for the Green Week event. Can you tell us what is Green Week and why is it important?
So Green Week is a 7 to 8 day event, and it is meant to educate people or the community of ANU on how to take care of the environment. And this is how Green Week started. So way back when I was in doing my undergraduate between 2009 and 2013, we used to visit other campuses and see how they do their activities. But there's one university that surprised me on how they had structured a whole week to educate people about the environment. So later on, when I became a staff and I was given the opportunity to lead the association, I interviewed 1, 2, 3 people on campus, and I realized that within our membership here in the community, we tend to blame people who have or who have been legally mandated to take care of the environment. For example, outside there, we could blame Kanjo County government for not taking care of the environment. But when we come to campus and you find the room is not well kept, we blame the facilities. Or you find a law student or a computer science student who is walking around campus blaming other people for litter that is found on campus. You could get into a classroom and find that even though they are not utilizing the class, the lights are on. Okay, so is there a way we could create a space where we educate our own, using our own, on how to take care of the environment here on campus? Also, African Nazarene University is quite a unique place because we neighbor Nairobi National Park. So we have individuals who are seeing monkeys for the first time when they come to campus. So we need a safe space where they can learn more about this wildlife, so that we do not have human-wildlife conflict. Rather, we have human-wildlife coexistence, in that they can be able to meet their need and we can also be able to meet our needs without compromising. Yes, so we inform you on how to take care of such. So we don't limit ourselves into only trees and wild animals, but we also look at built environment, pollution, climate change, and I think that's where we drive our theme for this specific.
So our first Green Week was
in 2020. And the inaugural Green Week was graced by the CS of Environment then, Keriako Tobiko. And we were also surprised that he managed to bring all his directors of KFS, KFRI, NEMA, and it was a challenge that people are really looking up to university setups to showcase what they're able to do. And that was a challenge that we can be able to do it, and the world is really waiting for us outside there to go and change the world. So we thought, why can't we just continue with it? And it became an annual event. Yes, so this is our 6th year. Despite COVID happening, but it really happened in a weird way, because we did Green Week in February. Then mid-February, 1 or 2 weeks later, COVID was there to take care of what it took care of, and it was by grace, because the universities were shut down, physical activities were limited. So we had like 11 months to think about how will we conduct our next Green Week, because we didn't know how much time we have at home. So the following Green Week in 2021, we did it online. So we realized also that there are people who we may not be able to reach when we only limit Green Week here on campus. So the online activity made us also think that we don't have to limit ourselves to those who are on campus. We can do Green Week even and have access to people who are in different continents and are facing the same situations, and they can share their experiences, how they're able to take care of the environment in their own sphere there. So we learn from one another, and COVID, instead of looking at it from the negative point of view, we were able to look at it from the positive point of view. So in the Green Week, we come up with different sub-themes, and these sub-themes are derived from SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 of them. So we don't just stick to one. We could merge several SDGs and come up with a phrase that will address that specific. So in the first Green Week, I think we dealt with food security. Yes, so food security, we were dealing with when it comes to the quality of food, the duration that that you get it. Yes, so the second Green Week, let me confirm. The second Green Week, I think it was human and environment. So human and environment, how do these two things relate, and how can we do it in a sustainable manner? Then we also had KEMRI grace our online, KEFRI, that is Kenya Maritime Research Institute, grace our online activity, and they were able to express whatever they're doing in that space. And that gives the university students an opportunity to also interact with the people outside there. So partnership is a very key thing within Green Week. Then the other Green Week, we had business of the environment, as environment is my business. So how can I make sure that I take care of it? So we dealt with several things, and in this year we are dealing with climate resilience, as we'll be discussing maybe later on.
Okay, so this year's theme is based on climate resilience. I heard the theme is healing our planet through climate resilience.
Yes.
So if I may ask, someone might wonder, how is the climate sick, and how is our planet sick, and what are we healing it from? What are some of the things that we need? What are some of the challenges that the planet is facing, and why does it need healing?
Okay. So by the time you get to go to a hospital, it means that you've discovered something is not up with your body. So you'll seek for attention so that you bring back your physiology to the way that you can say that your well-being is well taken care of. So when we talk about healing our planet, it means that we have to acknowledge that our planet is sick. So when you see that, for example, you've broken your hand and you go to the hospital, it means that you're sick. So we need, first of all, to identify what are some of the things that the earth is suffering from. Because it's very hard to treat a disease that you're not that you have not identified. Okay. So first of all, we have to acknowledge that the earth is sick. Okay. So how can we create that healing of the planet? Through identifying some of these sicknesses that the earth is suffering from. So one of the main sickness is climate change. So climate change is a long-term change or a long-term difference within the weather setup. Normally it goes a minimum of 30 years. So daily we have weather patterns or weather elements that we experience every day. Then with time you have seasons. So 3 months you have this season, then another 3 months you have these seasons. So these seasons, there's a way that the earth, the way the structure was made, is that they come at a given time depending on the way the globe or the planets were made and placed. But we've realized that some of these seasons are now even changing. Okay, it never used to rain in February, but now we are seeing rains are in February, which means things have changed. So what qualifies something to be called climate change? It has to be studied for over 30 years. So if you look at how weather patterns were there, all seasons were there 30 years ago, and what we're experiencing today, it is different. So any change that is there between 0 years to 25 years, that's climate variability, not climate change, because it could be brought back. But now when you talk about climate change, it is over a period of 30 years. So one of the things that the earth is suffering from is the changes within the elements, the happenings, and the impacts. So that is the disease that we are trying to see how we can take care of. So when we talk about climate resilience, is how are we adapting? How are we mitigating? Adaptation is where you have to come up with strategies to cope up with the situation. For example, the rains that are there in February, we have to come up with our mitigation measures so that we try to cap the impacts. Okay. Then we have to come up also with prevention measures so that we don't have much more adverse impacts on the same. So resilience is the ability to bounce back to how you are able to perform. So how can we come up with areas that we can bring back our well-being as human beings and well-being of other ecological elements or living things that are around us within the environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for elaborating what climate resilience is and helping our audience understand that our planet is indeed sick and it needs doctors or it needs healing. Yeah. So who are the doctors we are talking about, and how can our communities, how can we in our various communities come up with ways, and how can we build this resilience?
Okay. The other part I didn't bring in when I was introducing Green Week, it's also known as Creation Care Week. So when you talk about creation care, it means that you take charge responsibly of God's creation. African Nazarene University is a Christian university. So we are mandated to continue the creation, but also take care of creation in a responsible manner. So through the activities that we get engaged in, we mentor or we bring up individuals who are able to recognize issues within the environment and try to come up with correction measures. So through the club, we are able, even if you're doing law or you're doing computer science or you're doing criminology, you are still able to learn on some of the correct ways on how to treat the environment. When you've learned that, when you go home, you are able to exercise whatever you learned in the campus out there. Okay. So by you coming and participating in these activities, you are able to go back home and know that, instead of throwing that trash, I can be able to reuse that specific trash to do something else. So you are mitigating, you are trying to adapt. And some of us have been doing this without knowing. When I was growing up, we didn't have cows. So the cows that we use, where do we get the milk? We used to get milk from neighbors. So we would use plastics from some of the things that we had utilized, maybe oil that had been depleted. So the container would be used to go and fetch milk. And not only milk, I grew in a setup where we didn't have power. So kerosene, you had to make sure that you go and buy kerosene. So you have to go with your container. So how do you make sure that you have that container? Don't throw the other plastic that you used to buy oil or buy something else. You wash it clean. So we were reusing this without knowing that we are trying to mitigate pollution also within the environment. Okay. So by changing attitude, changing the knowledge that these young people have, we can be able to be the doctors. Okay. Also, when we interact with professionals within our space here on campus, we are able to learn about new things that we can express outside there. So most of us know about the 3 R's: recycle, reduce, reuse. Did you know that we even have 8 R's? Yes. Definitely. So you can do recycle, reduce, rewear,
you can do
recycle.
Then there's
you can refuse.
Yes.
Refuse. You can redirect. Yeah. So all these means are used to make sure that very minimal pollutants are introduced into the environment. When you go to the supermarket, must you really take that soda that has plastic? Okay. Must you really get a product that is packaged in a manner that you know that this thing is going to end up? Okay. And even if you have been made to pick that, can you reuse? Can you minimize the introduction of that specific solid waste to the environment? Okay. Another way that maybe you reduce waste without knowing is when you wash your clothes. When you wash your clothes, most of you mop using the water that you've used for washing clothes, isn't it? Yeah? Or at least I had issues with water. So I used to recycle that water because it has soap, so I can use it to scrub the floor and such. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that we need to make sure that we use water in a sustainable manner. If this water can still be useful to me, actually, the definition of waste is misplaced resource. Okay, waste is misplaced resource. For example, what is down here? Those are plastics. For you, you may have not noted that they are plastics. Now they are being used as flower pots, but these are plastics that could have ended up doing what? Put at the dumping sites. Okay, so you reduce the quantity that you introduce to the environment by trying to delay its introduction as a waste to the environment. So all these things, actually, if you want to make money, go to the waste sector. Whatever that person considers as a waste, you will make a lot of money out of that.
Because actually you've mentioned these pots here and people are actually buying them, and at a price they wouldn't buy plastic art.
Yes.
No. And that is some of the ways people are making income out here, by reducing and reusing the waste that is someone else considers waste. If someone considers waste, you're like, this is not useful to me, but someone else is like, yes, I can use this to make money and benefit from it.
And you see, in business, now that everyone is complaining, we have an issue with the environment. If you know that there's a problem, then that's a business opportunity. If you can make money out of that business, if you can make money out of that problem, you are solving a society problem and you are doing it in a sustainable manner. Okay?
Yeah.
Because these people will continue consuming those products, and for you, you are just getting your input for your business. Okay? So can we make our problem our profit? Okay? So you won't feel like you're being pushed to take care of the environment.
Yeah.
Because you know you are going to benefit from this. Okay? So look at it from the business point of view. Don't say that I'm doing computer science, how can I help? Come up with IT-related solutions that will reduce, yes, like now what you're doing here, when you're doing podcast. Someone who is going to listen to this, the change of mindset will be there. If you could have not used the IT creativeness, then you are not going to reach. I did an interview 3 years ago in a station, and I was asked, how can we reduce the noise in clubs? So we have clubs in the estates.
Yeah.
So I told them, why not give each and every person who is coming to the club an earphone, a Bluetooth earphone. Okay, the DJ will just be playing. People will be seen dancing, but you will not be interfering the people on the other side. Yeah. And I think that is a technology that is currently being used. Okay, so when I came back, someone really laughed. You were saying that people can use Bluetooth in the club. Are you serious? But it's not. It's now being done. Okay, you find people with the headphones in a club of maybe 500 people, and they're able to enjoy themselves without compromising the other people's ability to enjoy themselves. Okay? Yeah. So use your space. If you are a lawyer, can you be an environmental lawyer? Okay? Can you create that type of thinking in your own community? Okay? Yeah. If you are doing criminal justice, how can we utilize environment to utilize the information that you have? So climate resilience is the capacity of individuals and communities to absorb and also to recover from the effects of climate change. Okay, so you make sure that you use whatever information you have to take care of the environment. Yeah, the environment is too large to say that only those who are doing environment to take care of this.
Tuko pamoja. So you have mentioned the young people in your conversation, and there's somewhere you've talked about young people. Why is it important for young people and students who are learning to be involved in conversations about climate resilience or to be involved in climate resilience activities?
If you look at the global population, the number of young people that is below 30, okay, yeah, we are young forever. Yeah, those who are below 30, the number is quite big.
Yeah, sure.
If you do not educate these young people, then your system is as dead as the grave, because these are the people who will be staying longer on Earth.
Yeah.
And they need to see the issues that you dealt with, and then come up with innovative measures on how to tackle them. Okay. How we were tackling maybe noise pollution 10 years ago may be different with how, okay? Yes. So when we educate the young people, we allow them not to make the mistakes that the earlier generations did. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So you learn from the old elderly people, and also it gives you the opportunity to think in an innovative manner, so that you are able to understand, because you can't solve a problem that you don't understand. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So the young people are very key. One, they have the energy. Two, currently they have the technology. Three, you have the time. Okay? Yeah. Me, if you tell me to do 1, 2, 3 things, sometimes I may be hesitant because I have other responsibilities. But with you, you see this thing called peer pressure. Peer pressure is good and bad. Definitely. You can use that peer pressure to positively influence your friends to take care of the environment. Yeah. But influencing an old man or an old lady is very, very hard.
Well, you see, you've said the youth have have time,
Yes.
they have energy,
And they have power.
and they have power. But you see, the youth do not have money.
Yes.
You see, the youth do not have money, and you see like the youth are like, you know, money runs the world, money runs the economy, and without money they're like honestly, without money there's nothing we can do, you know. Because yes, we have the ideas are coming, but they also need money.
Yes.
Forget to actualize these ideas this time, you know, they have the time, but they are like,
So we need the money.
we don't have money. How can they actually help with the little that they have, you know?
Okay, so money actually should be one of the least that should worry you, because if you're solving a community's issue, problem, then people will come for you.
Okay.
People will come, and one of the last SDG, I think, is SDG number 12. Okay, how do we do partnership? Okay, someone has capital. Just the other day, someone wanted to come and do some things on campus here, and they wanted solutions that are environmentally related.
Yeah.
Ready to give 1 million, but sometimes you also have to be very careful on brain drain and someone coming to steal your idea. Okay, because your idea is, you are the one who knows the concepts, how you can implement it best. Okay, so it is good to give the idea out, but also know that you can monetize by putting patent to that specific. Yes, so go slow in a way that go and do a business that you know you can get partners who will be ready to come for it, or to come and assist you. Yes, because capital actually should be the least thing that should disturb you. Just do a prototype, showcase it, and then someone somewhere else will be able to identify your capability, and they'll be able to absorb you. I'll give you an example. There's a lady called Lonaruto. So Lonaruto did computer science, I think so. So when she went outside there, she realized that people fence their lands, but after some time, the poles fall down because of termites. We have these road signs made of metal, but you find that scrap metal dealers cut them off. So that was a problem in the community that she identified. So she used her own innovation to come up with what we call ecoposts. So he came up with a way of recycling plastics, melting them, and coming up with concrete with poles. Okay, from the waste plastics that were there. Okay, so you see, she has removed the waste, and she has also employed people in her factory, and she's solving a real-time solution in the community. Are you getting the way all these things are related? So we have to make sure that we conceptualize. Education is useless if you don't use it. They could have used your 1 million that you are here on campus to do something else. But unless you utilize and put into use whatever you are learning in class, then that is when you'll say you'll be educated. You may be scoring B, C, okay? But unless you put into use, you may be scoring A, but you're not putting into use what you learned. Okay? Yeah, let's be part of the solution.
Okay. Being part of the solution means we also have to come up with solutions.
Yes.
And we have already identified these problems. But then, yes, maybe someone is not part of WECANU, or someone is not part of a movement, and they are wondering, okay, yes, I want to do this, but I am not part of a movement that actually does this, you know, and they're like, yes, I would want to be part of that movement, but I actually don't have the time or the capacity to join that movement, you know. But we have people can also have solutions of their own. There are also day-to-day lives, day-to-day activities that people can actually engage in that are actually not part of the problem, but actually part of the solution. Could you share some of these day-to-day lives activities that people can engage in to be part of the solution?
Okay. So for you to be part of a solution, you need to identify the problem. Okay. We say that we are too busy, or we do not have time to join this association. It's true, Sidia. The priorities are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it is because you have to do some side hustle to put food into your table, onto your table. Okay, but I'll say that time is created. You create space. You know that on this specific day, we normally have meetings for this. That 30 minutes or that 1 hour in a week makes a very big difference. Because sometimes you just go and start storing with your friends in the house or go watch movie. Yet you could have come to the club activity or club meeting. You learn something about maybe how to take care of hyenas when, okay? So you create time. No one is too busy not to create time. No one is too busy not to create time. It's only priorities.
Okay.
So if you think that environment is not worth taking care of, then one will say that I don't have time.
Okay.
I've been trying, but I don't. But if you really realize how bad the planet or is sick, then you will create time to be the doctor to that specific planet. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So it is all about priority of the young people. Young people now, we have energy and we have time, but we don't have money.
Mine.
Okay, so let the time and the energy create that capital. Okay, people will just identify you from somewhere. Go and look at a history of a lady called Elizabeth Watuti. Okay, she just started like in a club setup, and now she's traveling all over, educating her peers and even those who have been there before on how to take care of this. And she's giving back to her own community, having to have set up some sustainable development projects, things to do with food security. She's running a farm now. She's running poultry farm. She's been planting a lot of fruit trees in schools, so that she ignites that thinking to these young people. Okay, the villages that we have come from, they've just released you so that you will go back to the same village and teach them things that they were not able to access. Okay, so make them appreciate why they let you come to school. Okay, yeah. Just even when you are storing in the village, just come up with an idea. Can we do this 1, 2, 3 things? Okay, yeah. So please be a solution within our own village setups, and especially when it comes to environmental matters. You'll never go wrong with environmental matters. Yeah, because it is a concern growing, and we have to mitigate it.
Okay, so the medicine to our problem and to our sick planet. What are some of the practical solutions that we can actually engage in, and in whatever levels we might be at? What are those practical solutions that we can engage in?
The first way of looking at it, or how I look at it, we have to change attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very hard to implement things if you have not addressed attitude of the audience.
Okay.
So attitude is a key thing. Is a key thing. So long as you have the right attitude, the other things will be flowing. So some of the practical ways in which we can look into how to build resilience. Number one is risk assessments. Some of the projects that we get engaged into look at what are some of the environmental and social impact of that project to the surrounding.
Yeah.
If you are maybe starting a business, what is the impact of that business? Okay, with that you'll be environmentally sound. So you need to do a risk assessment by evaluating the local level and how climate change impacts those systems. If you've realized how that impacts, then you will try to reduce the things that cause climate change. For example, if you realize that burning of litter introduces given types of gases in the environment, then you will reduce, okay, the introduction of such, yes. Then also we need to check on infrastructure upgrade. We look at sustainable infrastructure. For example, if you are doing your own house, all of us at one point will have to be in their own houses. So look for green structures. When you are bringing an architect around, let your building be green, in that you don't have, there are some houses you the moment you get in, you realize you have to have the electricity throughout. Exactly. So as you are constructing your buildings, can you have it in a way that it will minimize the use of energy that has to maybe be generated from from fossil fuel? Yes, for example, have lots of windows, or put it in a way that you will minimize utilization of unnecessary resources. Yeah. Also, for example, when you're doing your own activities, I've talked about if when you are going for entertainment, is it a must you have the speakers on? Okay, only do the speakers when necessary. When necessary. And also, as you purchase those speakers, make sure that you buy quality equipment so that you don't add into electronic waste that is also an emerging issue outside. Electronic waste is a bomb that is almost going off, exploding, because we are changing gadgets every day. Where do you take your phone after you've bought the latest phone? Okay, so you are adding to that problem of electronic waste. So can you take care of your phone so that you do not do what? Add it as a waste, as a problem to the community. Okay. Yeah. Oh. So you can also do tree plant or tree growing rather. Yeah. Use methods that are sustainable enough. For example, if you realize that you cannot grow 1,000 trees all at once, come up with initiatives that you can be able to maybe plant and nurture trees slowly by slowly. Maybe you can plant during birthdays, for your family members. Oh, instead of bringing a toy, you bring a tree. They will remember you. Okay? Yeah, I know it looks very weird. We want flowers, Cynthia, but very few people are outside there to plant the flowers. Okay? So be unique. If during some funerals, during weddings, can you mark memorial services using the trees? With that, you'll be having some positive impacts without necessarily feeling that friction. Yes. Okay. So if you were to tell one word to our listeners, or everyone who's listening to you, everyone who's watching you right now, what would you tell them? The best person to change the earth is myself. So tell yourself that the best person to change the situation is myself. If you do not act, no one else will act on your behalf. The government will not act on your behalf. Okay? Yes. And now that I'm talking about the government, who elects the government? Me. So if I know that this specific MP votes for a given legislation that will compromise the well-being of our environment, then I'm part of the problem. I'm the one who gave that specific member of parliament what? The opportunity to vote for that specific bill that will compromise the well-being of the environment. So it is me. It is me who is enabling that specific type of behavior. Also, when you go back home, there's no individual who has a lot of information about environment than you do. Did you know that? There's no one who has more information about the environment than you do. It's only that you have not been enlightened that you know the solution. Okay? Yeah. Like me, we know that in building, we have to use firewood. we have to use wood, timber, okay?
Yeah.
But as you grow up, have you ever wondered where the timber that you use, the men, the ladies nowadays are in the, you can be able to construct or come up with your own building or buy a building. Where is that wood coming from? So can you start creating a solution for that problem? Okay. An example of myself, when I finished primary school, I did a small forest. When I finished high school, I did a small forest. When I finished college, I used the same wood to do my own structure. Okay, so instead of going to put that pressure into the market that you want to, yes, you may be having the money to purchase, okay, but now I'm also reducing that specific demand from the other side. Remember when these trees were growing, they're also able to take care of the ecological system, give out oxygen, take away CO2, reduce soil erosion, act as windbreaks, give you a space where you can be able to watch the birds, because you are providing habitat to these animals. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want really to take care of the environment, go back to the real basics, the ecosystem, okay, and make it as your priority. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't look at, some of us have grown in town. We don't have land. Okay. Go to schools. Tell them that we are adopting this school. I'll be able to maybe bring you 10 seedlings every rainy season or something. You are, the small things that you're doing make the big difference that you admire in the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, our field outside there, you may be having football matches or rugby or whichever, and you don't have what? A shed. So are you complaining to the university instead of telling them, we can grow 1, 2, 3 things? Okay. Yeah. So we are requesting you. I see some of you sometimes sit under this tree. These trees were planted by some people. Can you also plant more trees for people who will come here 5 years from today? Okay. Don't wait till you become a CEO to make a change. You are your own CEO. You are the CEO to the environment in your own space. Okay. Yeah. So whatever you're doing is good, and I really like. Also go for nature-based solutions. Yes, because you need to be sustainable enough. Yeah. Your processes need to be sustainable. Be open to ask questions of things that you think that you may be doing wrongly, or even if you just want to have that assurity. A situation like our campuses close to Nairobi National Park, where you have wildlife. Okay, where you have wildlife. See, there are threats. Don't you think there are threats? They are. So if there are threats, you look at it from the negative point of view. Because the other day you left things in your room and you came back and you found them that they are eaten. So there are threats even to you yourself. Okay, and even to our ladies. Yeah. So how do we educate our own people on how to handle such matters? How is a lady supposed to handle a baboon? How is a gentleman supposed to handle a baboon? Okay. Yeah. So through such information, you will be able that when you go back home, you will know that this is how a baboon looks like, and this is how I'm supposed to handle it. We have so many birds outside there that we don't know the names in your villages. Okay. Come to the students clubs that are associated with such. Learn about different birds. Learn about the myths and such things, so that when you go back home, there's a difference between you and someone who was there in the village. Okay, you tell them this is the name of this bird, and a long time we used to see it. Nowadays we don't see it. What could have happened and such, because you are the only person who can be able to solve your own village's problems. You're the only one who understands your village more than any other technocrat who will come from outside.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. That was so insightful, and this chance, I would like to take this chance to ask our audience if there's any question that they have or any point of clarification that you may be having. This is your chance. Feel free to ask us any question. Karibuni.
First, I heard you speaking on the government. Can you tell me what's the role of the government in building climate resilience? Okay, the second question, I heard you speaking on mitigation. Can you give me the comparison between climate mitigation and resilience and how they can coexist together?
Okay, thank you. Any question? Any other question?
At the back there.
So I have a question.
Hmm.
The question is, how do we know that today's resilience project won't become tomorrow's disaster?